Hello and welcome to another episode of the Content Marketing Cheat Sheet podcast. I'm your host Nina Vilavasso, and if you want to learn how to build credibility online and turn passion into profit with content marketing, you came to the right show. And today I want to talk about blog content on your website. I want to tell you why you need a blog. And now a lot of people might jump up and think like, why do I need a blog? And let me take you back. About 2012, 2013, blogs or the term blogger really became popular. Myself, I had a blog, German Blondie, and German Blondie is still an outlet for me, a creative outlet where I collaborate with brands and I post pictures and I generate content for that name or under that name. But early in the days when I barely started my career, my online presence, about 2013, I wrote a lot of blog content, and a lot of brands actually wanted to collaborate with bloggers, and it was very huge. Everyone had a blog, everyone was constantly uploading blog content. Then over the years, it kind of, want to say, fizzled out. The term blogger was replaced by the term influencer, and people shifted more towards social media, Instagram, and nowadays TikTok, YouTube. And being or having a blog wasn't really a number one priority. So it wasn't really number one priorities for influencers, since they know, well, I can write longer form content as a caption, and brands still wanted to collaborate with influencers. So the actual term blog, or a lot of people didn't really believe then, why should I have a blog? It costs resources, it takes time to generate the blog content, so it's not really worth it. But I have always been a very strong promoter of a blog section on the website. I'm a very strong advocate on behalf of a blog, if you want to say it that way, because I do believe having a blog on your website can really help you build credibility online. And if you're not having a blog on your website right now, then these reasons that I'm listing here today might convince you to establish a blog on your website. I'm also going to show you an outline on how to structure a blog post so it really appeals to everyone who is ending up in your blog section. So let's dive right in. First and foremost, number one reason to have a blog on your website is, of course, to show your expertise. And when you think about it, a blog on your website isn't just a placeholder. It isn't just a section on the website. No, it's your testament to your knowledge and proficiency in your niche. Every post you publish serves as an evidence of your industry understanding, your experience, and your commitment to really providing value. So in your blog section, you can really tell people, hey, this is what I have done in the past, this is working for me, this doesn't work for me, and really dive into the value. Because by consistently sharing insightful content, you not only educate your visitors, but you also position yourself as a thoughtful leader. And if you know me, one thing that I do believe in is that you can position yourself as a credible source in your industry by providing value. So through content marketing. Now I'm teaching content marketing, and content marketing is not just upload a pretty picture on social media and call it a day. Content marketing is a whole 360 approach. So I personally believe that whatever channel is available to you, whether it's a blog on your website, it is a podcast, it's videos on YouTube, short form content on TikTok, an Instagram post or Facebook groups, even LinkedIn, Pinterest, all of those social media channels. If you have the time and you have a great strategy, I urge you to fill those platforms. Because for me, I know that everyone is different. Some people prefer written form content, long form written form content. Some people like those size bite pieces of information they come across on TikTok. And some people relax long form YouTube content, 20 minutes, sit back, enjoy the lunch while they're watching an educational video. And I want to teach you content marketing. And that's why I believe so much in a blog section. Because nowadays, while everything shifted towards video content, short form content, not everyone is great on cameras and not everyone wants to be in front of a camera. So if your superpower is writing blog content or your superpower is written words, then I urge you to start writing a blog post. And if you consistently publish blog content, over time it helps in building trust and credibility, ensuring that when visitors think of expertise in your field, your brand stands out and comes to mind. But a blog on your website is more than just showcasing your expertise. A blog also transforms your website from a digital business card into a dynamic resource center. So it becomes a destination where visitors return repeatedly. They can get their question answered on your website. They can get more insights. If you have a product, you can upload how to use your product. So it really becomes a resource center for existing customers or customers who are on the verge whether they should buy from you or not. And having this resource center in place really helps people to come back to your website over and over again. And this really creates trust. And we all know trust really leads to building a relationship and a loyal following. Because at the end of the day, what we want to do, we want to convert our following, our potential clients, into loyal customers. And by offering a valuable content, you make your website the go-to source for information in your niche, fostering deeper connections with your audience. Number 2, search engine optimization. And when we think about search engine optimization, it takes time to rank anywhere on Google. So don't expect publishing one post and next thing you know, you're on number 1 search result on Google. It doesn't work that way. You need to consistently publish content. You can start by publishing 1 blog post per week. So you get 4 new blog posts in a month, and you do this over a period of at least 6 months to a year to even eventually be able to rank for one of the keywords you're using. And one of the tools that I like to use to really get my SEO going is Ubersuggest. Ubersuggest is pretty much a guide that can really help you to understand search engine optimization, that can provide insights, how your site is currently ranking, what keywords you're already ranking for, where it would make sense to write a little bit more blog posts, or in general, just content ideas that you can utilize. But now here's the deal. While of course we all wish that a one and done a blog post could skyrocket us to the top, and I mentioned before to you that is just not reality, you really have to understand that consistency is key. So think of your blog as a garden. The more you nurture it, the more you take care of it, the more you provide valuable content in your blog section, the more it really flourishes. And the more it flourishes, the better are your chances to rank online. So you have to be very mindful in using certain keywords and infusing them into your blog post. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that I see brands make and clients of mine, they write a blog post solely for the reason to rank on Google. And what do I mean by this? So instead of writing it in a way where if I would read it, it makes sense, it's funny, it's humorous, they write it so it would be hopefully favored by Google. So they're infusing keywords, long tail keywords, short tail keywords, and it doesn't look as appealing to read. So first and foremost, and I'm telling this to everyone, you need to write your content for your audience and not for a search engine. Regardless if you're ranking or not, you should always write your content for your audience. And while utilizing the right keywords can help you to rank online, there is still a very huge but. The SEO game is an ever-evolving and a changing situation, I want to say. It's an ever-changing monster because Google has its own algorithm. And one thing that Google for sure loves to do, it likes to roll out new algorithm and new policy changes. And Google wants to make sure that you stay on top of your toes, that you're always on the watch. So you cannot just write your blog post and then set it and forget it. No, you got to stay active. You really have to understand what are the latest guidelines and policy changes and algorithm changes. And why do you want to do this? Because even a minor algorithm tweak can shake up your entire ranking, for better or for worse. So you definitely want to stay informed, want to stay agile, and for heaven's sake, never stop learning if you want to be very serious about SEO. And now if you're thinking about, well, I don't rank on Google, so I should start writing blog posts. Take a step back. I know that a lot of people want to rank on Google, they want to be on page number 1, first search result. But at the end of the day, it's not about ranking on Google. That shouldn't be your sole goal. Your goal should be to provide valuable content for your audience so they can see you as someone credible in your niche. And it's really about how does a blog post fit into your content strategy? So how can I write a blog post, put it on my website, and then how can I use it across social media, across all the other efforts you're doing to really make sense, to really bring in the ROI that I want? And speaking about this, you can really use social media. So point number 3, a place to link back to from your social media. Because social media platforms serve as a powerful tool to get visitors from your social media post to your website, to read your blog post. On social media, we do a short TikTok video about this topic. You might write a LinkedIn post about a certain topic. But at the end of the day, these are just little tiny bits of information in a huge painting. And your overall painting is your blog post. So on your blog, you cover all the information. Then social media would be more like bait. So I put a little bit of bait out here, put a little bit bait out here, and hope that they all come back to my blog post. And that's ultimately what you want to do with social media. So whenever you craft a blog post, you want to break down your blog post into little posts that you post across social media. And you really want to use those little tiny snippets as bait so they can all come back to your website. And now you ask yourself, why in the world would I want people on my website? You want people on your website because you want to have the chance to convert them into a paying customer. When I go onto your website and I read the entire blog post, and now either in the middle of the blog post, at the end, or somewhere in between, you offer me a freebie or a free checklist that I want to download. I'll put in my information, let's say my name, my email, and I download the freebie. And make sure that the freebie, the checklist, or whatever you're offering for free, so you offer something for free in exchange for information, so in exchange for phone number and email address and the name, you want to make sure that that freebie is tied directly to your blog post, or it's in some sort of correlation, because people would only download a freebie if they're generally interested in it. So let's say I reach your website for a blog post and you talk about gardening, but your freebie is about how to fix your car, how to fix a flat tire. Gardening has not so much to do with how to fix a car, so I most likely will not download your freebie. But now if you tell me, I end up on your post, read about gardening, and now you tell me, hey, this is how to take care of roses so they thrive year over year, I'll be like, yes, I'll be more inclined to download that freebie because I want to know how to grow roses. So you have to understand, and you have to create a freebie that would fit in with your blog post. But now that still doesn't answer our question, why do we want to put out bait and get everyone back? Understand downloading your freebie, but I gave something away for free. How do I use that? Great that you asked. That's a great question. So on social media, people give you a follow. You might know their name, they might wrote you a DM, but tomorrow if your account gets locked out, you lose all the information. If that person unfollows you, you will never see them again. But if you have the email, if you have the phone number, if you have the name, they will go directly into your email tool. So whether you use MailChimp, Constant Contact, or an email tool that's incorporated with a CRM, you have the opportunity to put someone directly into an email sequence. So you can now nurture them via email. You can take your blog post or anything that you would like to share with your email audience and send it directly to them. So this will really help you to build credibility, to stay top of mind, and will really increase your chances of getting the client to buy something from you. And if you want to learn more about why email marketing matters, check out my latest blog post. You can click right here if you want to know why you need email marketing and how to nurture your clients. But that's pretty much why you want to drive people to your website, so you can get them onto your email list, so you can remarket them from there, you can upsell them product and really put them into your funnel so they can buy from you. And now take for instance Pinterest. This platform is particularly great for driving genuine and interesting traffic towards your website. As a visual search engine, because that's what Pinterest is pretty much, a visual search engine, it can highlight and amplify your blog's content and directing users to dive deeper into your topic they're intrigued by. And now in general, I just want to put it out there, every piece of content we as entrepreneurs upload need to have a purpose. If you're uploading random content that does not serve a purpose, you seriously need to rethink your content strategy. Every post, every story, and every pin you put out there need to cater to a broader goal. And whether your goal is lead generation, brand awareness, or fostering engagement, every post you put out there needs a purpose and a damn good reason for being out there. And as I said before, you definitely want to drive people to your website, because while it's super awesome to build a huge following online, at the end of the day, you want to convert your following into customers. And definitely one way to do this is by uploading snippets of your blog post into your captions, into your Instagram stories, on your TikTok account, and really directing followers to your blog post to read the entire post. Building a strong online following that cares about what you have to say is great, but again, ultimately, we want to convert all of these followers, all of these fans into committed customers. Now that you know the 3 main reasons why I think your brand needs a blog section on the website. So you need a blog section on the website to show your credibility, to help you with search engine optimization. And number 3, use your blog content across social media to really help turning fans into loyal customers. And the next step would be how to make a blog post great. So now that you decided, great, I want to have a blog section on my website, but where do I start? Like, how do I actually make a blog post great? The first thing your blog post should be is easily skimmable. So let's be real. In a fast-paced digital age, not everyone has the time to delve deep into your blog content and read every line, read every paragraph. Sometimes people just want the basic understanding. They just want the information right there. They do not want to read all those paragraphs. So design your blog post for both the reader on the go and someone who really wants to dive deep. So use headers, bullet points, and bold text to break up content and highlight key takeaways to really ensure that with just a quick glance, you already absorb information. What I like to do, you can summarize the entire blog content into just a few bullet points, and you can post those few bullet points right at the top of your blog post. I'm not sure if you've ever been to like a Business Insider blog post, but they always do this. They summarize the blog post, put a few bullet points on the top. So if you do not want to read the entire post, just read the bullet points and you pretty much know what this entire blog post is all about. And next, what you want to include in your blog post is links. Back up your claims, provide additional resources, or simply give credit where credit is due by embedding relevant links. Using internal links in your blog post will definitely help visitors and help you, so your visitors spend more time on your website checking out other parts about your business. And then external links really help to position yourself as someone credible and reputable in the niche because you're directing them to other credible sources. Another aspect your blog posts need to have, you need to go into depth. While skimmable is crucial, depth remains indisposable. Diving deep into a topic not only showcases your expertise, but also offers reader a comprehensive insights. Thorough research, expert opinions, and your unique perspective can turn any post into a go-to resource for your audience. And last but not least, know your audience. This cannot be stressed enough. I cannot stress about this enough, but you have to understand your audience. You need to understand your audience's pain points, your audience's struggles, and what your audience wants. Because if you tailor your content to address their needs and their curiosity and their pain points, and you speak their language, you will be rewarded with clients or visitors who keep coming back, and to slowly really fostering this bond, building a relationship with that audience. Because when readers feel that a post gets them, they're way more likely to engage with your brand, engage with the post, share the post, and most importantly, return back to your brand. So I hope that this video helped you to understand why you need a blog post, what's important in a blog post, and if you have any questions, if you need any help, if you don't know where to get started, reach out to me. You can find me and any social media platforms under The Social Wisdom. You can slide in my DMs, or you can send me an email at nina@thesocialwisdom.com. And this also led us yet again to another episode of the Content Marketing Cheat Sheet podcast. I'm so glad you tuned in today, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Until then, goodbye, or how we say in Germany, auf Wiedersehen.